Good morning, sir. Are you Keith Robert Beller?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Beller, I met you a few weeks ago or a few days ago when you entered a plea to domestic violence first offense in this file, which is 251834 SM. I continued the matter because the law requires that I do that in a domestic violence case to get input from the complainant. And I wanted to take a closer look at the police report. You're here with your lawyer, Mr. Ross Truckee. Also, prosecuting attorney Angelique Camfield is here for the prosecutor's office. Mr. Truckee, what would you like me to know?
Thank you, Your Honor. In reviewing the police report and talking to Mr. Beller, we see that this took place at a homeless encampment, and it appears to be kind of a shove situation. Complainant ended up on the ground. She did state that Mr. Beller never struck her during it. This was a tumble to the ground kind of a situation. Mr. Beller's got quite a bit of jail credit already built up. So that's
32 days, according to my count.
We'd ask for time certified and cost.
All right, Ms. Camfield, what's your input here?
Thank you, Your Honor. Respectfully disagree with the interpretation of the report. This indicates that Ms. Stewart claims that she was grabbed by the defendant and then thrown onto the ground. When the officer did observe her back through her tank top, she did have dirt and abrasions on her back from the incident. What concerns me more is that he's got a drunk driving conviction in 2007, domestic violence in 2017, attempted resisting and obstructing in 2017, and a possession of methamphetamine in 2022 that are all confirmed convictions. It appears he did go through a short period of probation in 2017, apparently that did not get through to him, did not put his hands on other people. So I would request, in addition to any credit for time served, that he be placed on probation with the domestic violence intervention counseling ordered as part of that probation to be completed successfully.
All right, thank you. Mr. Beller, anything you want to say?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Beller does have a pretty extensive criminal history. A lot of baggage. Methamphetamine often underlies some of these things. We didn't get any victim input. I wasn't exactly clear of their relationship, but he did shove her down. She was dirt on her back. I guess the matter is open to interpretation. I'd hope to hear from her. I don't really want Mr. Beller on probation. He's already got a domestic violence conviction. He's homeless. I'm setting him up to fail. Mr. Beller, where are you going to go if you get out of jail?
Yeah, I've been, I'm already working with Pivotal with Lauren at the jail. I already have a housing set up, actually, through Pivotal and that, and it's a friend of mine, which is a clean, sober home living and everything. So, and it's not even in Sturgis, it's in Jones. So it's not even around there. So to keep me on the right track and continue moving forward on the right track and try to change my, past history of criminal history.
You and Miss Stewart don't have any children together.
No, sir. No, sir.
And you really don't have any reason to be together.
No. And this is where it draws the line, and I need to,
All right, 32 days of clean time and good food has helped you. But
Yes.
I'm just gonna, like I said, I'd hope to hear from her, but 32 days jail credit, 32 days.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm gonna order $125, which is the lowest I can order
I
for
understand.
2 additional days. As I indicated, maybe if you got this current situation, you could do a better job of probation, but you'll be living in Cass County. The nature of this tenuous relationship, and the fact that you spent a little more than a month in jail, you will get out today if you have $125. Otherwise, you have 2 additional days to do. You're good to go, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I want to.
Hey, yeah, take care of yourself.
I will, thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck, sir. Ross, would you like to cover some of Jordan's cases?
I'll pass on today, maybe next week.
Maybe a different day. All right, Angelique, here's the part where we wait our turn. These are varying degrees of difficulty, Ms. Campfield. I have a sentencing on a 257-326, which is an ordinance case,
Okay,
and I'll take care of that one. And then we've got some tough ones: Justin Tim, Ashley Miller, Gabriel Villafuerte, Douglas Pierce, Darren Yoder. And from what I could discern from any of the videos, Darren Yoder was a person in all the previous cases. It wasn't his brother.
I would agree with you, Your Honor. On Forte and Pierce, are those city matters? I don't have those.
Let's see here. Pierce is a felony. Douglas Adrian Pierce reduced to a misdemeanor. Villafuerte is an ordinance.
Thank you. No, I don't have Pierce.
Good morning, Ms. Yancey. Thanks for your help today.
Well, thank you for your help, Your Honor. I appreciate it.
Well, as I said, Jordan's very conscientious rather than adjourn all of these. I appreciate your willingness to step in. Let's first speak with Salvador Alcantar. Good morning, sir. Are you Salvador Alcantar?
Yes, I am.
This is file 251060. This is an ordinance case. The last two numbers are OT, which stands for ordinance traffic. Last two letters. Charged with no valid operator's license, and the prosecutor did allow you to plead to allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code. You had a number of unpaid tickets. So I set this out for today to see how you did on your tickets. I think the last payment was in September 19th. Have you paid anything since then?
He's paid everything off.
Oh, it's all paid off?
I have my receipts. They haven't been processed because I paid online. I was paid $475 this morning.
All right,
So I
very
paid
good. That's just exactly what I
And he
was
does
looking
have
for.
a written receipt if Your Honor wants. It's on his phone, but I did look at it and they showed zeros. And then he also paid another one that he has a paper receipt for. Was it 150 or 140?
No, that was the 475. That was the big one.
Do you have your valid license now?
I'm actually like supposed to go take it literally on Wednesday
All
to
right,
go get my valid.
this won't affect that.
Okay,
I'm gonna fine you $75. This is a normal fine for this. $75 crime victims' rights fee and a $50 state minimum fee. There's also the fee for your attorney, which is 300, which is 150, which makes this 350. I'm gonna give you some additional time because you just paid everything else off. I'm gonna give you until December 1st to pay this off. Now, this charge, allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code, should not show up on your driving record or affect your ability to get your license with the Secretary of State.
okay.
That's good news that you've cleared everything up. You did just what I asked you to do, although the fine is still pretty hefty with all the costs. That's $350 by December 1st. If you need more time, come see us, but I want to get this paid and get you on level ground. How'd you get here?
My mom, she's actually right now at the bean eating.
All right, well, don't drive anymore till you get this squared away. Otherwise, you'll get right back on the drive-in suspended
Yeah.
merry-go-round.
Couple more days.
All right, good luck, sir. Good luck parallel parking.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you,
All
Your
right,
Honor.
thank you. Justin Tim? Good morning, sir. Are you Justin Wayne Tim?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Mr. Tim, Attorney Christine Yancey is here. She's partners with her daughter, Jordan Yancey, who was actually appointed to represent you. Do you have any objection to Christine Yancey representing you at this hearing this morning?
No, Your Honor.
She's got 30 years of experience and is well capable of handling this matter. I appreciate her being here. This is file 251632FY. This started out as bad and got worse. They were charged originally with fleeing, eluding a police officer, third degree, resisting and obstructing a police officer, and reckless driving. The felony charges were dismissed, and you entered a plea to attempted resisting, obstructing a police officer. The felony of resisting and obstructing was dismissed. Fleeing, eluding charge was also dismissed, and you pled to reckless driving, which does carry a suspension. This matter is set for sentencing this morning. Prosecutor Angelique Camfield is here on behalf of the prosecutor's office. This was reduced from a felony to a misdemeanor, which was a huge gift as far as I'm concerned. Ms. Yancey, what would you like me to know here?
Your Honor, at the time of the PCC, this matter was set out for the sentencing date because he is being reviewed for a specialty treatment court in Van Buren County. And as of today, he has done the assessment. He's done all the meetings he needed to do. He's still waiting for them to make a response to that. His contact person is Chelsea there in Van Buren. He does have an attorney of record there as well. They anticipate within 2 to 3 weeks, they will know if he is eligible for that program. And I think, Your Honor, from Ms. Harden's notes was that you wanted to know if he was getting into that program or not. So we certainly would not object to setting this out for a few more weeks to make sure if he does get in that program.
I don't really want to do that. I'm glad he's getting in the program, but this is bad. He doesn't just get a free ride because he's going into treatment program. We need to put closure to this, and they can still consider him for that. Ms. Camfield, what's your thought here?
Your Honor, given the dispatch review that I'm reading, They were gonna stop him because he was apparently harassing somebody on a bicycle, riding along next to him or her, and then took off because he also had no plate on the bike. 137 miles per hour, wrong side of the road, blowing stop signs, crossing at and passing at a double yellow. 90 miles per hour, 98 miles per hour, 96, all the way into Cass County. Like, this could have been really a horrible incident had he blown a stop sign and been struck or struck someone else who was properly proceeding. In fact, it likely would have resulted in his death from an accident like that at these speeds. So I frankly think that a pretty lengthy jail term is appropriate. Let him do time here and then hopefully be clean during that amount of time and then proceed with this drug court if he's accepted in Van Buren. I just don't think that duplicative probation here would be helpful. And if the drug court is what he needs, hopefully he can get into that there. But this definitely warrants time in custody.
All right, thank you. Mr. Tim, what would you like to tell me?
Yeah, there's no excuse for my actions. I definitely was under the influence at the time.
Of what, meth?
Yeah. I'm just trying to be a better person. I want the stability in my life. I understand the jail terms, what's got to happen. I wasn't not harassing a pedestrian. She's actually sitting in the courtroom. She's actually the one that's been with me through all the court cases on this. I don't know where that came from, but
I don't know, but you weren't supposed to be driving. You'd have a plate on there.
yeah.
But this is bad. This started in Three Rivers at Broadway and Constantine Street at that four-way intersection.
Is that railroad tracks on Broadway?
And it went all the way to M40 out Hoffman Road. You went Broadway to Ferguson or to Coon Hollow.
Yeah.
I mean, we also gone to Ferguson to Coon Hollow to Hoffman. And then, as you know, it's hilly and curvy out there going back to the future, and then got to M40 and they I'm surprised they chased you that far, frankly. But this is scary stuff. And this was a fast bike and it was dark. It was almost 11 o'clock at night, in the middle of the summer in July. I appreciate your acceptance of reality here.
Yeah.
On the reckless driving, you're gonna get your license suspended. I'm gonna order 2 days jail credit, 2 days.
I've been doing nothing but keeping my focus on staying at work and working.
All right,
Ever
that's fair
since.
enough. There's no fun. Where are you working?
I work with a good friend of mine, Hammer Bright Services Construction out of Decatur, Michigan.
I think you told me that before.
Yeah, he's definitely my backbone. He's helped me through a lot.
But you don't live in Van Buren County, do you? I thought you lived in Portage.
Yeah, I was living in Lawton and then moved to Portage.
Well, I'm not sure whether they're gonna take you in their program, but
I work in Decatur and I stay with my boss most of the time.
all right. And that's where you went. You went up 140 and blasted your way home and you thought you were over the hump until they figured it out.
I got pulled over 2 days later.
Yes.
No plate. And
Which is again, DUMB.
yeah,
I'm gonna order 92 days jail, credit 2, leaving 90 days to serve. And they can accept you into the program after that. There's good time calculated in there, which is about 75 days. There's a $75 crime victims' rights fee and a $50 state minimum fee, $125 or 2 additional days. You're gonna do 90 days here minus good time. And that'll give them time to determine whether they want to put you in their program or not. But as Ms. Camfield said, there's no sense in having you on 2 probations. But this was not good at all. I could have thought seriously about 180 days. But if you're gonna get into a treatment program, I don't want to make you wait 180 days.
Appreciate it.
So we'll try this, but you can go with the officer. And those are both concurrent. You're good to go.
Yeah, you said the 75 on the CVR and the 50 for the state and then the
Yes.
attorney.
I waived the attorney fee
Waive
and
the
the
attorney,
fine.
okay.
I did the minimum allowable. I don't want to chase him for money after he gets done. Attempted resisting and obstructing a police officer and reckless driving. Let's address, what was our other 1030 matter? 5 of them. That's 11. That's 11.
Mr. Yoder, Your Honor.
Let's do Darren Yoder.
Would you like with the podium or to have a seat?
Just have a seat.
Before we start, Your Honor, I would like to apologize. I would like to address the court.
Yes?
I gave you, when I was here last, I gave you the wrong dates that I was not in the state of Michigan. I told you 2022 to 2024, and it was actually August of 2022 or 2020 to July-ish of 22. So I apologize. I was not trying to deceive the court.
Okay. Well, I did get the videos of those, and it's all you. It's not your brother or some mysterious stranger. I think Mr. Frazine is joining us. This was a charge of operating while intoxicated. The defendant had an extremely high blood alcohol level, scary, dangerous blood alcohol level. The defendant contended that a lot of the stuff in his priors weren't him. So I was taken by surprise by it. I thought, well, let's back up. So then he acknowledged that they were him or some of them. And then we got the videos and they're him. All right, so we're back to the sentencing on a charge of operating while intoxicated.
Yes, one quick thing. I apologize, Your Honor. I don't mean to interrupt. Again, all I did was just maneuver the vehicle 2 parking spaces.
I understand. Now, you acknowledged to Daniel that you had driven otherwise, but what they actually have, and Daniel and I discussed this morning, is just this bit of driving in the parking lot. But this was scary how intoxicated you were and how functional you were at that high of a blood alcohol level. But I understand the actual hot facts of the case are this little bit of driving in the parking lot. With that in mind, Ms. Yancey, what would you like me to know?
Well, Your Honor, Mr. Yoder has made his court appearances. He had participated in the pre-sentence report with the probation department. We would ask Your Honor to consider hearing some form of a probation that will help with him to keep his sobriety. So we would ask for probation versus jail as a sentence.
Ms. Camfield, you were here, I think, when we went down the rabbit hole of who was who. So was Daniel, but I think you did some of the same analysis I did. Anything that was relevant here was this defendant. And I'm sure you had some eloquent words for me on that day, but I don't remember what they were. So you tell me again.
Your Honor, I believe, looking at the criminal history that's in the report, Mr. Yoder has been involved with the criminal justice system since 1994 on a pretty consistent basis, almost annually until approximately 2008, when there was a short period of time where he may have been in custody from 2008 to 2016.
I think he was.
And then we see him back again with another felony offense involving the delivery of controlled substances or possession with intent to deliver. And then some disturbing the peace and driving offenses thereafter, this one inclusive. While I agree with Ms. Yancey that he absolutely has alcohol dependency, a case functional at a 0.351, I also agree with Mr. Frazine that if all of these years of probations and rehabilitative attempts have not assisted Mr. Yoder in staying sober and recognizing the benefits of contributing to society instead of detracting from it in a criminal fashion, I don't know how a probation would at this point, given his age. He's 44 years old, and with this lengthy history, he's not making an attempt. He wasn't even honest with the probation agent and the court initially when we were here for the sentencing the first time. And now we're having excuses made that, oh, I was wrong about the dates I was gone. I just don't think he's an honest person. And I think that the jail recommendation of Mr. Frazine is more than appropriate. And I frankly think that 90 days is appropriate under these circumstances with that blood alcohol. I recognize that he claims he only drove 2 spots down in the parking lot, but he was also drinking in the vehicle, which is unlawful, and did strike another vehicle while he was moving the car. I'm glad that wasn't a pedestrian.
I never struck a vehicle.
We talked about that last time. I don't know how your vehicle touched another vehicle. I'm not sure how much damage it did.
But I only have one felony that I'm actually guilty of.
I'm not gonna beat you up on your felony record. Mostly I'm gonna try to focus on this. You have no license.
No, sir.
They dismissed a driving suspended charge. This occurred on June 15th. You got another driving suspended on August 1st, which was dismissed as a freebie as part of this. And whatever else you were doing, I don't know if you drove 12 miles before you got there. And you sometimes
I haven't driven anywhere.
All right. And so all we really have is you being very, very intoxicated, driving this vehicle across the parking lot. You weren't terribly disrespectful to the officers, but your worldview is skewed. You drink alcohol all day because it's cheaper than water. It's just part of who you are. And as Ms. Camfield said, I don't think I'm gonna fix that with a probation again. You do have a significant other. I think she's a positive in your life.
She's a very big positive in my life.
I think
She's sitting right there.
she's been here every time. I think you'd be living in a cardboard box somewhere if it weren't for her. Daniel, anything to add?
No, I think we pretty much covered it, Your Honor.
Ms. Camfield, did we find any reimbursement from the MSP
I have not, Your Honor.
We didn't see it last time.
No.
All right, the guidelines in this case, Daniel's recommendation was at the top end. I'm gonna order at the bottom end. No probation. 31 days, credit 2, leaving 29 days to serve. I'm gonna waive all the fines. I keep doing this. I don't think the state likes it much, but there's no police reimbursement. I'm gonna waive the attorney fee, a screening fee. I don't want a probation. I don't want to try to collect any money. $125 for 2 additional days. All right, you're gonna get 29 days minus good time, which is about 24 days. If you're a trustee, you'll be out sooner than that. This might be hard for you. You might go into alcohol withdrawal.
Oh, I doubt that. I'm not that bad of an alcoholic.
Well, I hope not. All right, you got about 24 days of clean time. Good
Is it
luck.
okay if I give my fiance a kiss before I go?
No, that sometimes can result in transfer of.
Oh, no, I'll have my hand behind my back.
No, you're good to go. You should have kissed her on the way in.
Okay.
All right, you kiss her when you see her at the
What
end.
was the charge, sir?
Operating while intoxicated, first offense.
Okay.
I'll see you in a few, baby.
All right, Mr. Yoder, we'll just make the best of it.
This way, sir.
Oh, pardon me.
All right, Douglas Pierce. Autumn, is Mr. Miller here?
Yes, he's out going.
Were you on duty this weekend?
No, I was not.
You're probably happy about that. Looks like some bad stuff came in. All right, this is Douglas Adrian Pierce II. This started out as assault with a dangerous weapon and was reduced to assault and battery. The complaining witness is Jessica Gay. I had hoped to get some input from her. The plea was entered a while ago, and I set the matter for sentencing today with all of Ms. Yancey's other cases. We've had some tough ones this morning. Ms. Christine Yancey is here for the defendant. What would you like me to know?
Just that, Your Honor, that since this matter began, Mr. Pierce has not been in any other trouble. He appeared for his PCC, and then the matter was set for a prelim, and they were able to get this resolved. Mr. Pierce did enter an admission, and there has not been any contact with the victim. There's not been any bond violations at all. We would ask Your Honor to consider a probation in this matter versus any jail time.
Ms. Camfield, what's your thought here?
Your Honor, as in reading the incident, it indicated that there was an argument that ensued. He pushed her, she almost fell to the ground, then she fled to the vehicle. He came after her with a metal pole and swung it like he was going to hit the car, and she was afraid of that. And then he grabbed a mini bike and picked it up and said he would throw it at the vehicle. Of note is that her children were in the car when all of this was going on.
And by her, you're referring to Oviana Harper,
Correct.
who was with Miss Gay in the car.
Mhm.
And he was mad at Oviana because he was with Mr. Kurth. And he felt that she narked him out somehow. She came back to get her property, and none of this was your damn problem anyway. Carrying a mini bike over your head and waving a metal bar around. I was embarrassed even to read it. But go ahead.
Well, Your Honor, I'm going to take a quick look at his history. I don't see a very significant one from what I can ascertain. There was a misdemeanor warrant in 2025, which I believe was this that was actually originally sent to us. probation is probably appropriate, although I think that this type of behavior with children in the vehicle may warrant some time in custody prior to that beginning. Just as a reminder that we can't have this type of behavior in the community that's assaultive and threatening to people. And particularly when there are also children on the scene. I mean, it's bad enough to do it to the women, but when there's kids present as well, that's potential additional victims.
All right, Mr. Pierce, is there anything you'd like to tell me?
I didn't throw a bike at the car. I didn't swing the pole around. All I did was hit the ground with it.
We talked about this, assault rather than the battery.
I have video proof that I didn't do.
Well, do you want to
anything.
withdraw your plea? Do you wish to withdraw your plea? I went through some questioning to make sure I had a factual basis for this. So you admitted to the assault, which is not the same as hitting somebody. But as I said, this one your fight anyway, as Mr. Kurth's. And I don't even know what you were so mad about. Now, we're not done yet because you got a new case coming up in November, reckless driving and driving back to the future. So if I guess I want another whack at you, I can take it in November. But do you wish me to accept this plea to the assault charge?
I didn't. I don't want to go back to a felony assault charge, no.
All right. I'm gonna take up the suggestion to put you on a probation, a little anger management.
Okay.
But I've got this other case coming up in November. I think you could use some anger management. I'm gonna put you on a 12-month probation. You could be discharged at the end of 6 months. 10 days jail, credit 2, leaving 8 days to serve, and of the 10 days, 8 are deferred. You're not gonna do any additional jail time if you do what I ask you to do. The fine is 0. There's a $75 crime victims' rights fee, $50 state minimum fee, $150 attorney fee, and a probation oversight fee of $480, and you have to pay for the class. When it came to getting out of jail, somebody was able to put up a $10,000 cash or surety bond. So you should be able to pay this stuff too. Take a look at that bond. Yeah, 10,000 cash or surety. So somebody came up with at least $1,000. Let's add that up. 75, 50, 150, 480, 755, and you're to pay for the anger management class. And no drugs and no alcohol, including marijuana, test as directed. No assaultive or threatening behavior. I'd like you to complete this class, and maybe it'll help you with the other stuff. And as soon as you do complete the class, I'd be willing to take you off probation and save you $40 a month and get off your back. No drugs, no alcohol, no assaultive behavior. Complete the anger management class. We'll deal with this reckless driving case on its own merits. Let's see if we can accomplish something here. Are you working someplace?
I can't work because I have seizures, Your Honor.
Sorry. When did you last work?
I can't even remember that, Your Honor. Sorry.
Have you maintained do you have a driver's license?
Yes.
Sometimes there can be a medical issue with that.
I went 8 months without a seizure, so my doctor said I could drive again.
All right. You take this form downstairs to the probation department. There was some video of this, and you had some video of it, and I don't know exactly what happened, but I did establish a factual basis for assault. All right, we have 2 more to go.
Can we just do Miss Hardy's last case and then I'll go talk to Mr. Miller, which is my case.
Yes, let's do Gabriel Villaforte Ramirez. Angelique, this is another ordinance case.
Okay.
Good morning, sir. You Gabriel Villaforte Ramirez?
Sir,
We've met before. I'm Judge Middleton. Also here is Autumn Kiefer, who's prepared this screening report in this matter. Ms. Yancey, thank you again for helping us this morning. We've managed to resolve each of these cases one by one. What would you like me to know about this one?
Well, Your Honor, I would ask that I had an opportunity to review the pre-sentence report that Ms. Kiefer prepared, as well as the scoring that was done. My client does have credit for 1-day jail. She is not recommending any probation at this time, and we would ask that you would follow that recommendation as well. I don't
Autumn,
understand how the 3 days deferred would work when there's no probation, so I guess.
I
would just
wasn't
ask
clear
for-
about that either, but I didn't like this. There's a bunch of kids in the car. They're all running around. He's drunk. He hits another car. He's running around. This is scary stuff. And Autumn, what would you like me to know?
Well, I didn't get a hold of her.
Yeah, so
So-
she said
I can't
Yeah,
tell the
it's-
court
yeah.
anything.
So
The
he's
deferred time that
he's
should have
not a
been there.
probation candidate because
Absolutely
he
not.
can't even make an appointment with his probation officer.
No, and I did speak with the defendant the week prior, and he stated that his work schedule is very hectic. And so I scheduled an 8 AM appointment just for him, and I called him several times and couldn't get a hold of him. So if I'm trying to work around his schedule and he can't even accommodate a 30-minute screening, then jail's appropriate in this case.
All right, Mr. Villaforte, what would you like me to know?
I was waiting for a phone call. I never got nothing. I would wake up early because I would like always leave like around 8:30, and I think I told her that. And I never got a phone call. I would get to work early, like I would get there at 8:30, waiting for a phone call, and I never got it.
I called you on the same number I talked to you the week before. I called you twice. 8 AM and 8:15.
All right, beyond that, what would you like me to know?
Well, I've been trying to. I thought about it. I know I messed up, and I've been thinking about joining the National Guard and stuff.
Do you have a valid Indiana license?
Until today, I think.
Yeah, it's gonna get suspended. This is no, it's intoxicated. They didn't reduce this. Well, hopefully you could do the National Guard. But where do you work?
The Myers and
That's
Middlebury.
I'm gonna order 3 days in jail, credit 1, leaving 2 days to serve. I don't know, do we do it now or do we schedule for a weekend?
Could I do it on the weekend?
Yeah, I don't want you to lose your job. Are you working today?
No, today's my day off. I do work tomorrow.
All right, we're gonna schedule this.
I would just ask the court schedule it from the bench, Your Honor, as I have another one.
All right, when are your next 2 days off?
Sunday and Monday coming up.
All right, starting Sunday, October 18th. 7 o'clock. Like I said, you got a car full of kids, they're all drunk, they're running around, there's a collision. This could have been way worse, which is probably why they didn't want to reduce it beyond this. $300 fine, $75 crime victims' rights fee, $50 state minimum fee, 0 screening fee, since we didn't do any screening, $150 attorney fee. And do we know whether there's a police reimbursement?
I did not have one, Your Honor.
His car got towed. Yeah, they got hit from behind. I forgot about that. You ass-ended a car with 2 ladies in it, and their airbags went off. The guidelines are what they are. Otherwise, we're supposed to sentence with proportionality. This could have been a quadruple fatal. But you're not probation material. I think maybe it would be a good for you to this is also some liability for the restaurant you were in. But you gotta, let's add this up, 300 plus 125 plus 150, 575. That's not very much. Let me look at this. I think I'm gonna put restitution in there anyway. There was a blood draw. Yes, do a $200 reimbursement to Sturgis PD. It was an accident and a blood draw. $775. You did post $120 of bond, which leaves $655 to make that due by December 1st. Did you report to the jail Sunday night at 7 o'clock?
Your Honor, you said October 18th. I think that would be October 19th.
Let's take a look. Yes, October 19th is Sunday. Thank you. You take this to the jail with you on Sunday night. You'll be there Sunday night and Monday night. You get out at 7 o'clock on Tuesday evening. 7 o'clock Sunday to 7 o'clock Monday, 7 o'clock Monday to 7 o'clock Tuesday. All right, you're good to go. Let me give you the envelope regarding the fine.
Just a minute, sir.
655 by 12,125. All right,
So you said I gotta be there till Tuesday,
Yeah.
7 p.m.?
yes,
Could I leave like on Monday, 7 p.m.? Because I gotta work on Tuesday.
you gotta talk to your boss. You're lucky you didn't get 90 days for smashing into the back end of these ladies while you were drunk with a car full of drunk passengers. This is a gift, so you're gonna have to make it work. You're good to go.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Ms. Yancey, want to take a recess and talk to Mr. Miller? That's our last one. We're actually doing all right. Angelique, a number of years ago, we created what's called our St. Joe County Sheriff Alcohol Influence Report. They don't always use it, but it's got all kinds of really good information in it. It's still around. I think Sheriff Lori and I developed it. And I'm glad that at least they're still using it sometimes. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. This is another tough case this morning. This is People versus Ashley Jean Miller. That's you, sir?
Yes, sir.
You're here with your lawyer, Christine Yancey. Your actually court-appointed lawyer is Jordan Yancey.
No, this is
No.
actually. retained
Oh, yeah,
case.
this is
I
your
was sick
retained
2
case.
weeks. I'm still having that cough. I was sick 2 weeks ago and you kindly adjourned this to today for me.
All right. Now I know where Sally got it. She's real sick. Now I know I was trying to single out who it was. Now I've
Now you know it's
narrowed
me.
it down. She only hugged 200
I
people
know,
that
I was gonna
weekend.
say, I wasn't the only one she hugged that day.
All right. Anyway, this was something we gave serious consideration to sobriety court. Facts are bad. History is bad. Ms. Yancey, what would you like me to know?
Well, Your Honor, I reviewed the report by Ms. Kiefer. I did provide her, my client did do the alcohol highway safety education course. And he also did a assessment and I counted 47 AA meetings that he has done. There's a few of them I did submit to Ms. Kiefer after she had gotten a report done because he continues to attend those. And I know that I'm gonna guess that because the assessment didn't say he needed something, that maybe that's why I didn't get the mitigating factors reduced from that. But I don't disagree with her recommendation and overall in terms of probation and continue with the 12-step program and to do testing. And then have him continue to follow the recommendation of the assessment that he did. I just didn't understand the 9 days credit, 9 days credit one, leaving 8 deferred and then 2 to be scheduled. So that was one thing I didn't understand, but I also I think that he should be given credit for all the things that he did because this is a case where I was retained. He immediately went out and got the assessment done. He immediately did the alcohol safety course. He did the victim impact course and he at least 2 to 3 times a week is attending AA meetings. So he has taken that seriously. This is also a case where he had to go out west for his business for a client of his that he is contracted with where they had a piece of equipment that was down and it was gonna force a lot of other people to be affected by that, and Your Honor allowed him to have a bond modification where he could travel out of state for those 10 days to do that. There were no issues with that. He came back, so he's followed everything that he's needed to do with regard to this matter. And not to make this an excuse, he had a period of time where he was sober.
Well, I was
He's
gonna ask
recently
that,
gone
did you,
through
when
a
you were
divorce.
sober in the past, did you participate in AA or did you just hold your breath for a while?
No, I had done some AA. I had had some health issues and was really starting to focus on that and looking back, seeing how it affected me was really my driving force behind that.
All right, Ms. Camfield, as I indicated, we discussed sobriety court. It doesn't appear that he's gonna fit because of his employment. You're gonna lose your driver's license. It's gonna get revoked, meaning you'll have no license for 5 years at least. Do you understand that? And you look like a deer in the headlights. Did you know that was coming? If I put you in sobriety court, you could get your license with an interlock device and eventually get your license back. But sobriety court does not work with your employment. We can't have you in sobriety court and go around the country working on projects. It's also going to be hard for you to test and do the treatment and participate in the program. So what Autumn has designed is a probation that's got some sobriety court components in it, but it isn't sobriety court, so I can't give you a driver's license.
Your Honor, is there any way that he could do, when he has to go out? I mean, it would be a hardship, I know, on the court too, but that he could do a tether at that time when he has to go out of state for the program?
It just won't work.
Okay.
Autumn and I have discussed it. I was hopeful. But let's back up. This is your third drunk driving offense and you almost killed yourself. And I'm mad at how many OUIs we get out of the Tomahawk bar. And here's another one. You were in a drinking, driving lifestyle, Tito and cranberry, some other drink, went from one bar, went to another bar, had drinks, and then drove home like it was nothing, except you almost killed yourself. You were almost 2 times the legal limit to drive a car, totaled your truck, caused a power outage. This is not inconsequential. Ms. Campbell, what's your thought here?
Your Honor, I agree with the court and Ms. Kiefer that this would have been an ideal sobriety court matter and an appropriate probation given the circumstances of the case and the length of the history of priors. It would be ideal if he could speak to his employer and have only in-state assignments so that he can complete sobriety court. But if that's not the case,
I
then
think he's his own,
He's his own employer.
He's his
He's
own-
self-employed.
but he's ready for it. As you know, we've got these young guys that aren't on the right platform. He's 47. He's had lumps on his head. He's intelligent. He's well employed. He's going to AA. He's ready to get sober, and I can't make it work. What's your thought regarding that?
What?
Making sobriety court work with your work schedule?
If things don't break, I'm fine. I mean, I don't travel a ton, but
Well, it's gonna be hard for you to travel at all if you don't have a driver's license.
well, I know that's the other thing.
And it isn't untenable. for example, let's say you're in phase 3 in sobriety court and you get a project where you have to go to Wichita to repair some equipment. We have worked with people to do that sort of thing with an either ignition interlock if they're driving their car, or some other sort of alcohol monitoring, like a smart start or some device to test. Doesn't test for anything other than alcohol. So if you're using edibles or worse, opioids or methamphetamine, doesn't show it. But most of our people, the problem is alcohol. But in the old days, and I'm showing my age, this is a felony. It's punishable by up to a year in jail, and it used to carry a minimum sentence of a year in jail. So you'd get 360 days in jail and do 300 days. That's what this used to carry. The world's changed. Now it's reduced to a second offense, and we used to do like 180 days in jail. So it's like, well, your job, it will either be waiting for you when you get out or it won't. But if you stay on this path, you're going to be dead. So in most respects, you seem like the perfect kind of candidate for sobriety court. We call it pulling drowning people out of the water and pulling them up into the boat. And you're drowning. I'm sorry, Ms. Canfield, I don't know if I'd let you finish your remarks.
It's all right, Your Honor. This is an instance in which I would have thought that jail and leaving it at a higher level offense would have been appropriate. I understand the reasons for my office's reduction here. But I am concerned for the health of the defendant and the protection of the public. So I think that the recommendation is appropriate. I don't know if this is an instance in which we try sobriety court probation and hope that there's nothing that requires out-of-state travel. And if it does, have him test at a local agency wherever he's going for the duration that he's gone. I have seen that done before. It's a little bit more problematic. You have to get that agency to agree to do it.
What's your thought regarding that, Ms. Kiefer?
It's difficult. We haven't allowed anyone else to do that.
We have in short terms. We allowed one guy to go years ago they were for an RV company. He had to go set some stuff up in Texas, but he was farther through the process.
There's a couple different factors to this, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
We discussed his employment. He's been doing it for many, many years. And as he stated, it's just if they need any kind of thing, which I understand. From the assessment that he had completed at the Community Healing Center, it states that there is no current evidence of a substance abuse disorder. Also, Mr. Miller doesn't.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Mr. Miller also stated to me openly that he doesn't have an alcohol problem, and it was a previous relationship that he was in was the reason for all of his drinking. So I understand that the court wants to help.
Well, we talked about this as staffing. It's
Yep.
like, well, if he doesn't think he has a problem, then why are we going to waste all of our resources on him?
And I understand that he's going to have implications potentially for his employer, or for his employment with not having a driver's license. We have 14 people in the sobriety court program, and we are stretching ourselves thin. And I would prefer to have someone in the program that has an active alcohol addiction that is going to require the help and heavy supervision that this program is going to entail. And I'm sorry, but at this point, I think placing Mr. Miller on a regular probation is warranted. He's completed the victim impact panel. He's doing online 12-step meetings. That way he can complete those. He has, if he's going to continue to attend things for other services that were recommended from his assessment, which I'm not gonna go into at this point. If he's gonna complete that, that's fine. But at this point, my recommendation for him would be regular probation, and if he needs to file an appeal to circuit court for a hardship license, then he can do so at that time.
All right. Oh, I forgot about that. We
Yeah, I
discussed
did
this.
too.
Um,
I-
you
I
got an
disagree
alcohol
with his
problem,
opinion.
whether you agree with it or not. You're a highly functional alcoholic. The fact that you were just going out drinking and just gonna drive home, which was just like any other Saturday night, is the scary part. And I want you in sobriety court more than you want to be in there. You don't want to lose your driver's license, and I don't blame you. But I understand Autumn's recommendation. They did give you a first offense here. I'm gonna order 39 days jail. I'm gonna do a 24-month probation. You can be discharged at the end of 12. 39 days jail, credit 1, leaving 38 days to serve. We're gonna defer 36 of those?
You can defer them all, Your Honor.
No, he deserves more than 1 day in jail
I
for
would recommending to.
knocking the power out. But I'm gonna hang some jail over his head. Of the 38 days ordered, 36 are deferred, and you're gonna do at least a weekend as opposed to a year in jail. There's a $300 fine, a $75 crime victims' rights fee, a $50 state minimum fee. I'll cut the screening fee in half. There is no attorney fee. There's $960 patient oversight fee and a police reimbursement of $255 to the sheriff's department. And as it is, you've got a lot of the obligations of sobriety court without the benefit. I guess we could always amend it if it thinks it does become appropriate. But this was very serious. $300 plus $125 in costs, plus $50 screening fee, $960 probation oversight fee, $255, total of $1,690. You posted a $500 cash bond, which leaves 1,190. And if you do this in 6 months and 12 months, it'll save you $480. Which is about $790. All right, no drugs and no alcohol, just as directed, counseling and treatment. You're barred from the Tomahawk Bar while you're on this probation. You're not to use any drugs or alcohol, including marijuana. Now you've got, I don't want to get to, you got medical issues in your jaw. Are you receiving any kind of treatment for that?
It's all holistic treatment.
Well, if they prescribe medication for that.
I don't take any medication.
All right. All right. Well, if it does, you can take any medications as prescribed.
Will he be able to schedule those 2 days with the probation department?
Yes. All right, you can go with a probation agent. She'll get you plugged into this and
Thank
you're
you.
free to go. Ms. Yancey, thank you for your help. We were able to resolve all of those cases, difficult cases. let me repeat, that could potentially be amended if sobriety court is something that would be appropriate. But as Ms. Kiefer said, we're sort of splitting at the seams right now. Frankly, I'd rather have you than some of the people I currently got in there, but if you don't think you have a problem, then maybe I'll spend my resources someplace else. All right, you can go with your PO and good luck, sir. All right, that completes our morning. We were able to do it. We do have a number of landlord-tenant matters starting right at 1:15. Ms.
Thank you, Your
Canfield,
Honor.
thanks for your help.
Your Honor.
If I may ask the court, procedurally speaking, the prosecutor's office is not getting any of the assessments or AA meetings or victim